Today we are going to discuss how to create multiple projects under single domain without compromising on SEO or performance by using URL rewrites. Imagine a scenario in which you have a .com domain with multiple sections such as blog, e-commerce along with homepage. Traditionally, you can create a single project and add everything into it. Nothing wrong with that, but this approach will give you problem during upscaling and maintenance of website because it will add more complexity as you add more features or sections in your website. To keep website architecture simple, we can divide a big website project into small manageable projects. These small projects can be built using any web framework, and this can also be an independent web service in itself. For example, imagine a complex scenario in which you have .com domain with homepage built using static HTML and you have blog section which is built using Astro.js, and at the same time you have e-commerce section which is built using Next.js. All of these sections have their own path in domain address. Now the challenge is how to deploy all these small projects under same .com domain. Solution to this is URL rewrites. This will be more theoretical video, so stick with me till the end. Let me explain you in simple way. URL rewrites can send user to different URL without modifying visible URL in address bar of web browser, and it can also allow you to change path and query in URL. This feature of URL rewrites is built into many modern web framework, or else you can use reverse proxy because under the hood the rewrites is a kind of a reverse proxy. Let me show you a real life example of how I use rewrites to manage my own website. In my own website deveshrx.com, I have multiple sections apart from homepage. Homepage is made using Next.js and my blog section is made using Docusaurus, and when I create new Android app or game, I have a dedicated section for each and every app. I use Astro.js to build web pages for apps. All these sections are their own mini projects deployed on Vercel with their own Vercel subdomain URL. Now to configure and deploy it with my main domain, I have created a separate project on Vercel which is dedicated only to URL rewrites and other configuration. We will call it root project, which is deployed and configured with main domain, that is deveshrx.com. Inside this root project, I have created only one configuration file, that is vercel.json. Inside this file, I will mention all my URL rewrites rules so that whenever this root project received any HTTP request from user, this rewrite rule will tell Vercel server where to send a request and location of destination. This is just basics, but with the URL rewrite feature, you can do much more complicated URL manipulation for more complex project. I am using Vercel hosting for rewrites, but another alternative is many web frameworks like Next.js, Astro have built-in feature for rewrites which you can use. Or you can use any other web hosting provider like Netlify, Firebase Hosting, AWS or Azure for creating rewrites. Now the important question is, does it affect SEO or performance? Simple answer is SEO is not affected because URL rewrites are server-side configuration and everything happens in server-side. In fact, SEO can be improved if you implement rewrites in proper way. Regarding the performance, generally it does not affect, but it depends on how you configure servers in complex projects. That's it for today. I hope you learned something new. If you like my channel, subscribe to it and make sure you hit the like button of this video. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are interested in more tech and software coding videos and also video game live streams. Have a nice day and bye bye.